Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? How are you doing? How are you doing? How's been trading? How's been trading? Hope it's been profitable. How are you doing? How are you doing? You're welcome to today's live stream. You're welcome to today's live stream. Feel so excited. Feel so excited to have you in today's live stream. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. If you have any question or any pair you want me to analyze, please drop it in the comment section. If you have any pair you want me to analyze, drop it in the comment section. We are starting the class in few seconds. Okay, we are starting in few seconds. If you have any question, any challenge you're going through in trading, please drop it in the comment section. How has been trading? Mine has been profitable. It's been profitable this week so far. How is it going at your end? I would like to know if it's been profitable or you're going through some challenges, you're having challenges. I would like to know. Please drop your questions, pairs you want me to analyze, drop it in the comment section. You all are welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You all are welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. So let's get started. Let's get started. The first pair we'll be looking at is Australian dollar USD. Like I told you guys, my bias for Australian dollar USD this week is bearish, but I expect price to pull back, okay, to fill a fair value gap. Okay, that's my expectation. Let's start with the daily. So yesterday candle, as you can see, it closed as a spinning bottom, right? Closed as a spinning bottom, and we had a fair value gap here. That was my expectation. I was expecting that this fair value gap will get filled before price goes bullish to clear buy side liquidity. Okay, so as you can see, this zone has been tested. Okay, not entirely filled. Okay, so it's likely they would fill this gap before going bullish. Now, what's my expectation? Where am I aiming at? You can see we still have a fair value gap here, this buy side. Okay, we still have a fair value gap here that needs to be filled. So I want to see price fill this fair value gap that was created on a daily time frame before buying. So today I'm considering buying Australian dollar USD. I am considering buying Australian dollar USD. That's my take for today's market. Okay, let's go down to 4 hour. Let's see what's happening on 4 hour. So you can see the candlestick pattern we have on 4 hour, the last candlestick pattern. This is the spinning bottom, right? Looks like a spinning bottom. As you can see, we had a support here. Price tested this support, and you can see there's a rejection. There's been rejection from that level. It is likely this support might hold. It might hold. So if I decide to buy from the current market price, like I said, I want to see them fill this gap. So my stop loss must be placed 15-20 pips below this level. Are you getting me? If I decide to take a buy trade now, my stop loss must be 15-20 pips. So if I take the trade now, my stop loss will be around 45 pips from the current market price. Okay, but let's go down to lower time frame to see if one can actually execute the trade right now. Let's go to 1 hour. Let's see what we have on 1 hour. So you can see the pattern we have on 1 hour. This is a bullish reversal pattern. This is a bullish reversal pattern. So one can actually go in. Okay, one can actually take a sell trade. Sorry, a buy trade. Okay, as you can see, we have on 1 hour, we have an hammer. This is an hammer, and you can see this hammer formed at a previous support level. You can see it formed at a previous support level. Can you see that? It formed at a previous support level, and after that hammer, you can see the candlestick that formed. This looks like a bullish spinning bottom. A bullish spinning bottom. Okay, it looks like a bullish spinning bottom. But let's go to 15 minutes for a better view. Okay, let's go to 15 minutes. So you can see the pattern we have on 15 minutes. You can see the pattern we had on 15 minutes. This was an engulfing pattern. Can you see that? This was an engulfing pattern. And I believe this pullback was to fill a fair value gap after the formation of this engulfing pattern. If you go down to 5 minutes or 1 minute, I believe there's a fair value gap. You can see we had a fair value gap here. I think that was the reason price had to pull back to fill that fair value gap. Can you see it? You can see they fill that fair value gap. Let's see what we have on 1 minute. So you can see the fair value gap on 1 minute. This is the fair value gap. You can see it. So that gap has been filled. So AUD USD today is bullish. So if you are buying AUD USD, set your stop loss 20 pips below this level. 20 pips below this level. That's my take on Australian dollar USD. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. If you have any question, any pair you want me to analyze, just drop it in. Attended to. Okay, so let's move to the next pair. Which pair? Okay, let's move to the next pair. That will be Euro Australian dollar. As you know, it is negatively correlated with AUD USD. So if you're considering buying AUD USD, you should be considering selling Euro Australian dollar. Okay, you should be considering selling Euro Australian dollar. So let's see. This is the daily time frame. See how yesterday candle closed. Looks like a spinning top, a bullish spinning top. So after the close of yesterday candle, let's go down to lower time frame. Okay. Okay, let's go down to the next lower time frame, which will be 4 hour, to determine if we could go bearish today. Okay, so if we go down to 4 hour and we are able to identify a bearish reversal pattern on 4 hour, then we can go bearish. Let's go to 4 hour and see what we have on 4 hour. So you can see the pattern we had on 4 hour. Okay, you can see the pattern we had on 4 hour yesterday. We had a bearish reversal pattern. This is a spinning top. This is the candle that after it is a bearish candle. Okay, now this bearish candle didn't close below the low of this bullish candle. If this bearish candle had closed below the low of this candle, that would have been a strong confirmation. Okay, that would have been a strong confirmation to sell Euro Aussie. Okay, but the fact that it didn't close below the low of this bullish candle indicates that we still have few buyers in the market. Okay, so as you can see, a support formed yesterday. So if you want to sell Euro Australian dollar, I would suggest you wait for a candle to close below this support that formed yesterday. Okay, this is the support for yesterday market. Wait for a candle. You can see that support has been tested several times. You can see tested it at this point, tested it again this morning. You can see that support has been tested several times. So you should wait. I think this is the third time that support has been tested. Tested it at this point, tested it at this point, tested it at this point. So you could price to break on Euro Australian dollar before you say. But let's go down to 4 hour time, 1 hour time frame, because look at the pattern we have here. This looks like a shooting star. Okay, you can see this looks like a shooting star, and you can see that this shooting star formed, it tested this previous resistance level, tested this resistance level also. Can you see that? And there was a strong rejection from that level. So if we go down to 1 hour and we are able to identify a bearish reversal pattern on 1 hour, then one can go in, one can risk selling. Okay, if we go down to 1 hour and we are able to identify a bearish pattern, it could be an engulfing pattern on 1 hour time frame. It could be a shooting star. Okay, so let's go down to 1 hour. So you can see what we had on 1 hour. Can you see it? Can you see what we had on 1 hour? We had a shooting star here. Can you see a shooting star? You can see, which indicates change in trend. So we already have a bearish reversal pattern on 1 hour time frame. So one can risk selling. And if you are selling from the current market price, you ensure that your stop loss, let's go back to 4 hour, you ensure that your stop loss is far, let's say 20 pips above this level. 20 pips above this level. So if you decide to take this trade, your stop loss will be at 1.6345. That will be about 60 pips from the current market price. The question is, are you comfortable with that risk? If that risk is too high for you, then you might just skip the trade. If that risk, that's like 60 pips, if it is too high for you, you can skip the trade or wait for price to pull back. Okay, it's likely a fair value gap has been created. Let's go to 15 minutes. Okay, so I think, do we have a fair value gap here? Okay, I think this is the first fair value gap that was created here. Okay, so you might want to wait for price to fill this gap before you sell. Okay, you might want to wait for price to fill this fair value gap before you sell. But let's go to 5 minutes. I think there's a fair value gap on 5 minutes also. So on 5 minutes also, we had a fair value gap here. Okay, so I think we had no fair value gap here. Okay, there's a little fair value gap here. Okay, so you could just wait for price to fill this gap before you sell. Okay, you could also go in and sell right now, but your risk will be high. Okay, your risk will be high. So that's my take on Euro Aussie. I am bearish on Euro Aussie today. I am bearish on Euro Aussie today. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Drop your comments if you can hear me. If you can hear me, if there's any pair you want me to analyze, drop it. Drop it. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Is there any pair you want me to analyze? Drop it in the comment section. Let's move to the next pair, GBP USD. Okay. Let's see what we have on GBP USD. Okay. GU, my bias for GU today is bullish. Let's start with the daily. Let's see how yesterday candle closed. So you can see what's playing out here on GU. At first, we had a resistance at this level. The market is currently trading above this resistance. Can you see that? The market is currently trading above that resistance level. Okay, so this is daily. So the market is trading above this resistance level. You can see there was a breakout from the resistance, and yesterday candle pulled back to test that resistance level. If I'm to take any trade on GBP USD, it has to be a buy. It has to be a buy. Okay, it has to be what? A buy. That's my bias for GU today. Buy. Let's go down to after the close of yesterday candle. Let's see the pattern we had on let's see the pattern we had on 4 hour. On 4 hour, what pattern do we have on 4 hour? Let's check. The pattern we had on 4 hour. Okay, so after the close of yesterday, you can see the pattern we had on 4 hour. Several reversal candlestick pattern. Okay, we had a resistance at this level, right? And today you can see this 4 hour candle closed above this resistance. Okay, 4 hour candle closed above this resistance. Okay, so let's go down to 1 hour. What do we have on 1 hour? Okay, so you can see we had what looks like an engulfing pattern here. Can you see this? We have what looks like an engulfing pattern, and I believe the reason price is pulling back is to fill, I think a fair value gap was created. Okay, a fair value gap was created. You can see this fair value gap that was created. So I think price wants to fill this gap before going bullish. So if a 15-minute candle closes above the high of this fair value gap, which is 1.2734, that will be the right time to buy GBP USD. That will be the right time to buy GBP USD. If a candle closes above this level, 15 minutes candle, you could consider buying GBP USD. I hope that is clear. So I take on GU. My bias for GU today is bullish, though my bias for the week is bearish. But today I'm considering buying GBP USD. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. Let's look at gold. Gold. Okay, so my bias for gold is bullish. Okay, my bias for gold is bullish, and here is my reason. Let's start with the daily time frame. Let me delete all these lines. Okay, so let's start with the daily time frame. Okay, yesterday candle closed as what looks like a spinning top, right? It closed as a spinning top. right? Yesterday closed as a spinning top. Let's go to 4 hour. So on 4 hour, you can see the pattern we had here on 4 hour. This is a bullish reversal pattern. After the close of yesterday candle, we had what looks like a bullish reversal pattern here, right? This is a doji. This bullish candle engulfed it, gave us a support here. You can see the support that was created, and you can see price has tested that level. You can see price tested that level this morning, and there's a strong rejection from that level. You can see. So if this 4 hour candle, the current 4 hour candle, closes as a doji or an hammer or a spinning bottom, that will be the right time to buy gold. Okay, that will be the right time to buy gold. If this current candle closes as a doji, hammer, spinning bottom, then you should consider buying gold. Okay, you should consider buying gold. My bias for gold today is buy. Okay, my bias for gold today is buy. Let's go down to 1 hour. So what do we have on 1 hour? You can see what played out on 1 hour. Can you see what played out on 1 hour? This morning, I think what they did was to clear the low of the Asian session, right? The market opened, okay, this is 1 hour. So this is the opening of today's market for gold. Yeah, this is the opening. This is the opening, and this was the low for the Asian session. This was the low. So what they did this morning, as you can see, I think was to clear liquidity at this low, because they know a lot of retail traders would have executed buy after the formation of this engulfing pattern, this spinning bottom and this engulfing candle. A lot of retail traders would have executed buy. So what they did this morning, what I think they did this morning, was to clear liquidity at this previous low. That they have achieved. That they have achieved. So there's a high probability for gold to aim for this next area of liquidity, buy side liquidity. That is my first target on gold, and this is my second target for gold. Please, if you are trading gold, your stop loss should be at least 80 pips. Okay, your stop loss should be at least 80 pips. If you are to execute this trade now, your stop loss should be few pips below this low, not this low, please. If you are trading gold, your stop loss should be few pips below the low of this candle, and that will be about 110 pips. 110 pips. Okay, your stop loss, your initial stop loss should be at this level. Okay, so if the market goes in your direction after execution, you make 70 pips, you can adjust your stop loss to this low, but initially your stop loss should be at this low. If the market moves in your direction, you've made 70 to 80 pips profit, you cannot adjust your stop loss to this low. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. So that is my take on gold. I hope that is clear. Any question? Any question? Is there any other pair you want me to analyze? Drop it in the comment section. Is there any other pair you want me to analyze? Any other pair? Any other pair? Is there any other pair? Let me know if there's any other pair you want me to analyze. Let me know, let me know, let me know. Let me know, let me know. Let me know, let me know. Is there any other pair? I believe you guys can hear me. Okay, let's look at GBP JPY. Let's look at GBP JPY. My bias for GBP JPY is okay. Is bearish. Hence the JPY also my bias is bearish. Okay. A major news was released for GBP JPY. I think it was around 7 a.m. Nigerian time. A major news was released, and the news was positive for. The news was positive for GBP, and you saw that bullish move, that volatile move that occurred after the news, right? You saw that the news favored GBP, and that was the reason for that push up. That was the reason for that push up. Okay, so I think GJ is pulling back at the moment. GJ is pulling back at the moment. What they did was to use the fundamentals to clear buy-side liquidity. That was what they did. Okay, that was what they did. To clear buy-side liquidity, you see that, let's see 4 hour. So that was what they did with fundamentals to clear this high buy-side liquidity. A lot of retail traders had bearish trade on GBP JPY, and their stop loss was set at this level. Okay, their stop loss was set at this level. They had their stop losses at this level. So what they did was to clear liquidity. Now, after liquidity has been cleared, the next thing you should look out for is the candlestick pattern that formed on the lower time frame. Let's go to 1 hour after they cleared liquidity. So you can see the pattern that formed on 1 hour. This is an hanging man. Can you see it? After they cleared liquidity, what formed here? An hanging man indicating change in trend. So this would have been the best price to execute a sell trade on GBP JPY. Can you see that? This would have been the best price to execute sell. Okay, now the market is currently trading at 199. That's about 30 pips from where we should have entered. Okay, like 30 pips or 33 pips from there. So you could wait. Let's see on 15 minutes. If a fair value gap has been created, you could wait for price to pull back to fill that fair value gap. We have a fair value gap here on 15 minutes. So if you haven't executed a sell trade, you could wait for price to fill this gap. That would be my advice. Wait for price to fill this gap before you sell. Okay? Wait for price to fill that gap. You could also go in and start selling now. You could also execute a sell. Okay? Let's say if you sell from this point, 19910, your stop loss should be at least 15 pips above this level. That will be 199.68. So the risk will be 60 pips. The risk will be 60 pips. If 60 pips is too much, it's too high for you, wait for price to pull back, fill this gap before you sell. Okay, and if you are selling, your first target should be this low. Okay, your first target should be this low. That's my take on GJ. AJ also sell. Australian dollar JPY sell. New Zealand JPY buy. Sorry, sell. JPY pair today, my expectation is bearish on JPY pairs. Okay, my expectation on JPY pairs today is bearish. Mr. Wisdom, sorry, I don't analyze on German 30. Do I even have it here? I don't think I have it on my list. I would have analyzed it, but I don't have it on my list. Mr. Ned, please just go on YouTube and do a search on fair value gaps. Okay? In all my classes, I do make use of fair value gaps, and I do explain what fair value gap is. If you still don't get it, you might have to go to YouTube or get my course, okay, to learn how I analyze the market using fair value gaps, candlestick pattern, resistance and support, how I use Fibonacci. So you just have to get the course if you haven't gotten my course, or you just make use of YouTube. Just make use of YouTube. Okay? After this, Mr. Ned. Any other question? Any other question? I think we've covered a lot. Any other question? Any other question? Any other question? Yeah, once you get course, you have access to the mastermind. Yeah, you have access to the mastermind. When you get the course, it gives you access to the mastermind group. Okay? Any other question? Any other question? Which other pair should we've looked at GBP USD, Australian dollar USD, Euro Australian dollar, Euro USD should be bullish also. USD card, let's look at USD card. Let's look at USD card. USD card. My bias on USD card today is bearish. Let's start with the daily time frame. So you can see yesterday candle tested a key level, right? We had a support here. Can you see that support, which became a resistance, right? It was a support which became a resistance. There was a breakout from that support at this point. And you know, after a breakout from a support, price is expected to pull back, right? A retest. So I think what played out yesterday was a retest. That support, which became a resistance, has been tested. Can you see that? So after the close of yesterday candle, what pattern do we have on 4 hour? That will be the next thing. What pattern do we have on 4 hour? And also the move we saw yesterday could be to clear liquidity at these previous highs. They know a lot of retail traders would have executed sell, and their stop losses will be at this level. So it could be they just push price up yesterday to clear liquidity at this high and also this high. And I also believe after this breakout, a fair value gap was created. Let's go to 1 hour, no, 4 hour first before we go down to. So you can see on, okay, you can see this fair value gap that was created after that breakout. So it could be they want to fill this gap before going bearish. Okay, you can see the gap, right? Can you see the gap? The gap, when we say fair value gap, this is the gap between this first candlestick and this third candlestick. That's the fair value gap. The gap in between the low of this candle and the high of this candle is a fair value gap. This is another example of a fair value gap. The gap in between the high of this candle, can you see that? The gap in between the high of this candle and the low of this candle, this third candle, is a fair value gap. I hope that is clear. That's a fair value gap. Okay? So I think they want to fill that gap. You can see at first they tested it at this point. Okay, yesterday it was tested. You can see. So I think they just want to retest this zone. They want to retest this zone. That's what I think is playing out now. So you should look for a bearish reversal pattern. After this zone has been filled, look for a bearish reversal pattern before you go bearish on USD card. Okay, wait for a bearish reversal pattern to form, and if you're selling USD card, let's go to 4 hours. Okay, we're on 4 hours. Let's go to daily. So this could be the next draw on liquidity. That could be the next draw on liquidity. So that should be your first target for USD card. I hope that is clear. That should be your first target for USD card. I hope that is clear. Australian dollar JPY, I said my bias is bearish. I don't think I have Australian dollar JPY on this list, but my bias is bearish on Australian dollar JPY. Okay, my bias is bearish on Australian dollar JPY. If you look at Australian dollar JPY, the setup or the pattern you have there is similar to what you have on GBP JPY. Just check it. The pattern you have on GBP JPY will be similar to what you have on Australian dollar JPY. I hope that is clear. Any other question? Now, for those of you who are in the mastermind group, okay, the conversation will continue on the group. If you have any question, you can drop it on the group, okay? And I will drop if there's any pair you want me to analyze, just drop it on the group, and I will do a video on my bias on that pair. I hope that is clear. Okay, I really appreciate you all for always showing up for this class. Please, if you're yet to subscribe to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. And if you are getting value from this stream, please give it a thumbs up, give it a like. Please give it a like so that others can get to see this video. Okay, I wish you all a profitable trading day. Remember to always apply stop loss. Okay, remember to always apply stop loss on every trade. Remember to always define the risk on a trade before you execute it. Don't over leverage. Okay, don't over leverage. Your first goal is to preserve your capital. Your first goal in trading is to preserve your capital. If you preserve your capital long enough, you will make money. So take it easy. Okay, don't try to flip that account so that you don't blow it. Take it easy. I wish you all a wonderful day. Bye for now.